You have a morning routine. Does that involve coffee for most of you? Some of you not. Does that involve, ooh, we don't want that. Does that involve a little bit of time to wake up for any of you? How many? I have, part of my morning routine is to roll over after Kim has gotten up, because I get the covers all to myself for just a short while. You know, I roll right in the middle of the bed and just kind of doze for a little bit, and it's great. And you know, they always say that in preaching you have to have this story before the story, and we know each other well enough, right, that I'm going to walk into the room right now and I'm going to yell, "Get out of bed," right? There is no routine this morning, right? There's no slowly getting into this. You know, you get up and you're like, oh, that was good. You know, and then off you go, brush your teeth, out the door, you got to hurry. You get there and you don't have the same normal wade into it, take it easy kind of morning. We don't need that, okay? We know each other well enough. We're jumping into Daniel 5, right? Here we go, 3 things. 3 things very quickly this morning. The party's over. It gets interrupted. It's ended. There's a hand on the wall that's writing. Scares whatever you want it to scare out of the king of Babylon. Scares him bad enough that even his color changes, his knees knock. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know who to call. And in walks his probably grandmother. She's called the queen, but that doesn't mean she's the wife of the king. That probably means that she was queen before he became king, so she's the queen mother. And she's going to come into his presence, and she's, "Hail, king," you know, she's going to do what she needs to do. She knows there's conversation going on. It's interesting to me that she's not at the party, because it's there that the king, along with his wives, his nobles, his concubines, they're all doing what? They're drinking out of, the holy goblets, right? All the stuff from the temple. The queen mother is smart enough to know not to participate in this. Where do you think she may have gotten that from? Because she comes in. Let's take a look at this. The queen, hearing the voices of the king and his nobles, came into the banquet hall. "May the king live forever," she said. "Don't be alarmed. Don't look so pale." Have you ever had somebody tell you that? Don't look so pale. How do you do that? I mean, you know, she's saying, listen, you don't need to be scared. This doesn't need to bother you as much as it's bothering you. There is a man in your kingdom who has the spirit of the holy gods in him. In the time of your father, he was found to have insight. And remember, Nebuchadnezzar's not his father. Some scholars say grandfather. I'm not even certain about that. He is king along with him. So there is a connection here, but I'm not sure what that connection is. But they called him father because he was in the succession of the throne. So in the time of your father, he was found to have insight, intelligence, and wisdom like that of the gods. Your father, King Nebuchadnezzar, appointed him chief of the magicians, enchanters, astrologers, and diviners. But what's really interesting is that there have been several kings that have passed since Nebuchadnezzar, which means that Daniel has kind of been forgotten. They're moving on in their own direction, doing their own thing, not remembering the wisdom of Daniel. Things maybe have gone pretty good for them, so there's no need to think about the things of God. We can kind of do our own thing. When you think about that, it sounds a lot like Rehoboam.